to watching the Daily Debate Live Wednesday with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. Tonight it's a very significant visit by His Excellency President Sadir Japarov of the Kyrgyz Republic to Egypt. This is the first official visit at the invitation of His Excellency President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. Today, Egypt is writing a new chapter for its growing partnership with Central Asia. This historic visit is reflecting Egypt's expanding diplomatic bridges and horizons and its commitment to building more bridges of communication and also cooperation across the different continents. So from the heart of Africa to the mountains of Central Asia, we find that both leaders had discussed strengthening economic partnership and cultural ties, exploring opportunities, the trade and economic fields, education, renewable energy, and more. So it's a meeting that definitely signals mutual respect between both leaders, shared ambitions, and also a common vision for a future that is built on a sense of partnership and also a sense of friendship. Like more than one headline that already was stealing attention earlier in the day, starting with the activity of the presidency, where His Excellency President el-Sisi welcomed Kyrgyz President Sadir Japarov in Cairo on Wednesday. An official reception ceremony was held for the visiting president, featuring an inspection of the Guard of Honor and also the playing of both national anthems. President el-Sisi accompanied Japarov to a closed consultation session that was followed by an expanded meeting attended by delegations from both countries. The two sides later had witnessed the signing of two memoranda of understanding. President el-Sisi had described the visit, this is the first by a Kyrgyz president to Egypt since the establishment of diplomatic relations, as a historic visit and a step towards opening new horizons for bilateral cooperation. The president expressed Egypt's desire to deepen cooperation, praising Kyrgyzstan's decision to further establish an embassy in Cairo as a strategic move that will strengthen definitely bilateral ties, especially in the economic, trade and investment sectors. For his part, President Japarov congratulated President el-Sisi on the inauguration of GEM, the Grand Egyptian Museum, and he affirmed Kyrgyzstan's commitment for expanding cooperation with Egypt in all fields. And on the sidelines of roundtable discussions, the Kyrgyz President Japarov and Prime Minister Dr. Mustafa Madbouli had witnessed the signing of a number of agreements that further boosted bilateral trade and investment between the two countries and also re-energized different relations, among them religious activities between both nations. This in addition to cooperation in the fields of electricity and renewable energy. Cooperation in the fields of agriculture, economic and scientific fields were also witnessed. Egypt's parliamentary elections also making headlines that will be held on November 7th and 8th, and domestically on November 10th and the 11th, as has been announced by the National Elections Authority. The electoral process had stretched across 27 governorates, with the first phase covering 14 governorates and the second phase the remaining 13. A total of 2,826 candidates submitted applications to contest the seats under both individual and party list systems. those were the main stories of the day. Egypt and Kyrgyzstan are opening a new chapter in their friendship that is built on mutual respect, built also on shared aspirations, and also a common vision between both countries for peace and development. This important and historic visit of President Japarov to Cairo is reflecting definitely how this partnership between both countries mainly carrying the promise of connecting both nations, expanding the opportunities, and also inspiring a future of prosperity between both countries. The following report highlights future prospects.
The official visit of Kyrgyzstan's President Sadir Japarov to Egypt marks a historic milestone in the growing relations between the two countries. It is the first visit of a Kyrgyz president to Cairo, reflecting a shared commitment to deepening diplomatic and economic ties. President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi and President Japarov held extensive talks aimed at strengthening cooperation in the fields of trade, investment, education, and energy, signaling Egypt's increasing engagement with Central Asia and Kyrgyzstan's desire to diversify its international partnership. Although current trade between Egypt and Kyrgyzstan remains limited, both nations see significant potential for growth. Egypt's strategic position as a gateway to African and Mediterranean markets complements Kyrgyzstan's role in connecting Central Asia with Eurasia. Discussions during the visit focused on enhancing trade flows, establishing a joint cooperation committee, and exploring logistics solutions to ease the movement of goods between the two regions. Both sides emphasized the importance of supporting private sector engagement and encouraging small and medium enterprises to enter new markets. The economic prospects for cooperation are wide-ranging. Egypt's experience in construction, renewable energy, agriculture, and manufacturing offers strong potential for investment in Kyrgyzstan's developing economy. Meanwhile, Kyrgyzstan's hydropower resources and agricultural products could attract Egyptian investors seeking new frontiers. Joint ventures in energy, agri-tech, and infrastructure development are expected to open new horizons for mutual benefit, especially if supported by bilateral investment agreements and improved financial mechanisms. The visit of President Japarov symbolizes a new phase of partnership built on mutual respect and shared economic vision. As both nations work to expand their cooperation frameworks, the coming years could witness a notable rise in trade, joint investment projects, and people-to-people exchanges. Strengthened by political will and economic complementarity, Egypt and Kyrgyzstan are laying the foundation for a historic relationship that links Africa and Central Asia through partnership, progress, and sustainable development.
We are honored to have with us to highlight this important headline and this important historic visit by Kyrgyzstan's president to Egypt, His Excellency Dr. Mongy Badr, Minister Plenipotentiary and Economic Thinker for tonight. Dr. Mongy, thank you so much for being with us on Wednesday Debate Live. And as we've seen, it has been stealing headlines, this visit being historic and the first official visit of a Kyrgyz president to the Arab Republic of Egypt, bearing into consideration the timing of the visit itself. How do you see it?
First of all, good evening for you, and it's my honor to be with you, Madam Taghreed, and in the meantime, this very important topic which we are going to discuss tonight. In fact, it's an opening of Egyptian policy toward Central Asia. Central Asia, now we consider it's the main power in economy, leading by China. And in the meantime, I would like to stress point that Egypt we are developing our classic relation with Western countries, and in the meantime we are opening new era of relation with Asian countries and Central Asia. So I agree with you that we should consider this. It's a historical visit for Mr. Sadir Gabarov, and in fact the name of the president of Kyrgyzia, it sounds to me that it's a Muslim name. It's Sadr Gabir. But after ex-Soviet Union, they adding Rov, Nov, something like that. And in the meantime, that Kyrgyzia, it's a very rich country in natural resources, and this it's very important for us to set up relation with Kyrgyzia, especially in economic side. By the way, as you can notice that since President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi takes the seat on 2014, he activated presidential diplomacy, and in the meantime you see that the movement of the foreign affairs minister, it's increasing from a time to another time. Today you are going to see that our Minister of Foreign Affairs is flying to Europe, and yesterday he is to Algeria. Yesterday he is having mini meeting. So we can see that the steps of presidential palace diplomacy, it's very active, and it's appealing all ministries to exert a lot of effort. Because of what? Because we already move from classic economy and the classic policy to very energetic policy. So we, Mr. President, he tried to activate the role of Egypt, and you never activate your role unless you exert a lot of effort with regional countries and in global level. Another point related this visit, it's as you mentioned, it's the first visit for His Excellency President of Kyrgyzstan to Arab countries, and in the meantime to African countries. Number two, you can see that Central Asian nations, they start to open gate with neighboring countries, and they choose Arab countries. So
you choose Egypt at the heart of Africa.
Yes, of course.
So we're saying from the heart of Africa to the mountains of Central Asia, here comes this sense of bridge. And I take from your words, Mr. Badr, when you said that it is an appealing economy, it's an appealing incentives. So Egypt is providing today economic incentives to the world and also to businessmen around the world to come and invest in the country.
In fact, this is the most important point with which all entities, Egyptian entities or ministries or even presidential palace, they concentrate on economic side. Because of what? Now, as you see, before we used to mention that economy follow policy. Now policy followed economy. This number one. Number two, Egypt as a historical country and as a country of civilization, it should have very active role on regional level and international level. Number three, unless your economy is very active, you cannot play this role. So we concentrate on economic side. Okay, I'm going to refresh my memory and your memory and the viewers' memory that we used to mention related civilization, that Egyptian, we are living on the river Nile with two wings, Red Sea East and Mediterranean North. This related civilization, we used to live close to river banks. Now, how about economic side? Now, we used to say that Egyptian, we are living on river Nile banks with two wings or two angles. One economic zone, Suez economic zone in east, and New Alamein in west. So as you see, that we like the expression of twins. We used to mention twins. So Egypt already started 2017 with very good investment law, followed by what? followed by His Excellency, Mr. President. He is leading the Council of Investment. Yes. Number 2, we have that golden license. Number 3, we used to have economic forum with Europe, China, Russia, South Korea, and even with Arab countries, with one goal, that we should develop our economy. We should live forever economic of crisis to dynamic economy. Yeah. Shall you have the tools to be active economy? This is the point. I think we have all the tools, because economy already moved from the economy of natural resources like oil, natural gas, iron, copper, to economy or knowledge economy. And the knowledge economy depends on human resources.
Yes.
And from human resources, it depends on youth, teenage. And our society, we are more than 65% or 70%. Our society is young society.
Yes.
So we can compete on IT and AI. Yes, we can compete. Tell me, so how you can prove your word with me that we can compete? I'm going to tell you that Indian people and the Chinese and even European responsible people, they mention that we put Egyptian youth in very high rank using IT and AI. So in outsourcing last year, we export around $7 billion, and we expect by the end of this year to export more than $10 billion as outsourcing in IT and AI. I can conclude my point that in last decade or 20 years or 30 years, Egypt now, it has the resources to be very advanced country in economy, in policy, in culture. And for the point of culture, all of us were very happy, very proud of the opening of Grand Egyptian Museum.
Of course,
and it's used to gem. And
the gem, yes. The gem is a real gem that has attracted world attention to Egypt, that has been smashing headlines. We were very much proud, of course, and still is as Egyptians, to witness the inauguration of gem. And here comes also the role of cultural diplomacy, Dr. Badr. You were talking about the win-win situation of having the Kyrgyz companies investing in Egypt and vice versa. But we do have another arm, which is the cultural diplomacy.
It's very important.
How do you see GEM as a project cementing those relations with the outside world and being a very important tool, a soft power weapon?
Let me talk with you by figures.
Yes.
Number 1, we expect increasing of tourists by 5 million tourists by next year. Number 2, 2030, we are expecting 30 million tourists. Okay? But we have a challenge. I don't want to mention we have a problem. It's a challenge because the capacity of our hotels now, it's around 230,000 rooms. And by 2030, you need 450 rooms. 450,000 rooms. So there is a gap. We can say that this gap is around 200,000 rooms. So we request from private sector to accelerate its activities to construct many hotels, maybe 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars. Okay, suppose that our national private sector cannot fulfill our goal, so we should invite foreign private sector. In this point, I don't want our private sector to come to mention that most of activities done by foreigners. No, because we invite, and I think Mr. President and Prime Minister, he invited many times private sector to come and to invest in tourism sector. This is number one. Number two, as you mentioned that culture, it's a soft power. Yes, it's a very important soft power. Because of what? You have excellent relation with many African countries because of soft power. And also, we have with Asian countries because of soft power. And you have excellent relation with Europe because of your civilization.
Yes.
So we have very diversified economy, we have very diversified culture, and we have very rich civilization. How to merge between all this to have one conclusion, that Egypt should be a very active country in Middle East. We should play very active role globally, and in the meantime, in this era, all the world, we are transferring from unipolar world order to multipolar world order.
Yes.
Shall we can play an active role? Yes, we can play. Can we play by history only? No, Your Excellency. We cannot play with history only. We should play with history, with civilization, with economy, with natural resources, with human resources, with our Egyptian people. This the main pillar of developing your economy, of developing your country. It's human resources. Shall our government did a lot of effort to develop this natural, this human resources? Yes, they did. Is it enough? No, it's not enough. We request our government to expand its effort to develop our HR. It's very important. Number two, as we mentioned, that economy now depend on HR.
Yes.
Natural, that people, population.
Yeah.
So we should concentrate. Shall we have a very clever use? Yes, we have. I'm going to tell you a story that one day I was in India, and they mentioned to me that we are afraid from Egyptian youth.
Egyptian youth are inspiring, and they are transferring actually the different projects into a win-win situation.
Yeah.
Earlier in the day, the signing of the agreements with the Kyrgyz part was also a win-win situation. And if we can remember together the different fields, we find AI, we'll find science, technology, and at the same time aligning with our Vision 2030. How are we moving together towards facilitating trade routes and investment between Cairo and Bishkek? And this is actually was one important core of the meetings earlier in the day.
Yeah, very well, and I appreciate this point, because win-win situation. Nobody now globally play win-lose.
Yeah.
No, it's a win-win situation. Number one, now we already, as Egypt, we agreed to grant a scholarship for Kyrgyzstan. Number two, we agree to sign a lot of MOUs with Kyrgyzstan in many sectors, in economy, in policy, in mining, in IT.
Yes.
And even when they express their desire to open new embassy here in Cairo, we agreed without hesitation. We don't want any rules or any restriction. We agreed. Because of what? Because we would like to reach to Central Asia. It's very important for us. Why? Because these countries, they are very rich in mining. They are very rich in natural resources, and we can export to them pharmaceutical books, especially Islamic books, and also we can export agriculture product, and also we can export chicks. I don't know if you catch my chicks. It's a small chicken.
Yes.
Yeah. All this what I mentioned, we can export by plane, because Kyrgyzstan, it's a closed country.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has no seaport. So all these items, it's easy to export by plane or by air.
What sort of incentives, Mr. Badr, do the Kyrgyz investors find in Egypt? How is the investment climate in Egypt quite attractive for investors from Central Asia?
Yeah, of course. The first point which His Excellency Mr. Sadiri Gabaroufi mentioned about the excellent investment climate in Egypt, and he would like to copy our experience at his home, and we agree to exchange this experience. Number two, what His Excellency Mr. President Sisi, he expressed his desire to develop the volume of trade between Egypt and Kyrgyzstan, because it's very limited. It's around $6 million, and we export around 4 billion, and we import 2 billion only. For joint investment, till this moment, we don't have accurate information or statistics about our investment is there or their investment here in Egypt. So we put the rules and we put the base of developing the trade and the investment relation by easing granting visa for business sector. And in the meantime, diplomats in both countries, they are exempted completely from visa. You can get your visa on destination. And for business sector and the official delegation, you can have it by electronic visa from both sides. But the most important point, which I think it's developing a bilateral relation, and in the meantime complete the triangle with China.
Yes. Egypt is definitely also being a gateway for Kyrgyz products also to Africa, and this is very important. What motivates Egypt, in your opinion, Mr. Mongy Badr, if we're talking about strengthening our economic presence in Central Asia? What could be the incentives? Why are we strengthening our economic presence in Central Asia?
You see, frankly speaking, I don't think that we can play active role for Kyrgyzstan to come in Africa. But we can go to Central Asia and we can play very active role there because of historical relation with Central Asian countries. And in the meantime, this country, Kyrgyzstan, it's a very close country to China, and they count on the economic relation with China. And China, it has the Road Belt Initiative, and by road from north and by sea through Suez Canal. So we can have what we call third party like China.
China and Russia, so we do have...
Let us concentrate on China first in economic side, and we can invest there. Egyptian companies can go there with collaboration with the Chinese companies to implement infrastructure projects in Kyrgyzstan. This number one. Number two, we can have joint venture in mining sector with collaboration with China for the rare material. Kyrgyzstan, it's very rich in rare materials. It's like China. So we can have a joint venture with Egypt, China and Kyrgyzstan. The most important point that Egypt start to open its foreign policy with Central Asian. We start with Kyrgyzstan, and before that it's Kazakhstan. So if you follow our foreign policy, you can notice that maybe very soon we are going to have excellent relation with Central Asian nation. This number one. And we start to transfer this historical relation to in reality. Reality, it means economy and joint venture. Also, I want to say that this, it will add to our image globally.
Yeah.
If we have a relation with good relation with many countries, especially in economic field, this your image globally, it will more.
Yes, definitely. There are more than one sector actually. The Egyptian-Kyrgyz Joint Committee and Businessmen Council are working on more than one field. Your Excellency, you've mentioned also the role of SMEs and entrepreneurs, and I guess this is a very important point concerning entrepreneurs' role and encouraging SMEs.
You see, that today it was economic forum headed by President Sadiri, President of Kyrgyzstan, Jabarov, and His Excellency Dr. Madbouli, Prime Minister. And during this forum we have ministers, officials and business sector from both sides.
Right.
What we agreed, as you mentioned, that we signed many MOUs in agriculture, energy, healthcare, education, and the tourism also, tourism sector. Again, to tourism sector, in this field we are open many market, and it's very important. So if your market in Europe it was affected by any reason, you have an alternative market from Asia, China, Japan, South Korea. It will compensate any decrease of the number of tourists from Europe. Number two, we already set up a lot of great or big project like gym. So we would like to invest this money. We spent more than $1 billion for this for gym, and we would like to have the return. The return it come by what? To have international campaign to invite tourists from globally to come to Egypt.
And we've seen from the very first hour since GEM has opened its doors, it has been like smashing headlines worldwide with the big turnout and the visitors from all over the world. How can both governments, the Egyptian and the Kyrgyz government, work together hand in hand, Your Excellency, putting strategies, making Egypt a gateway for Kyrgyz products into Africa, motivating Egypt to strengthen its relations definitely in Central Asia? We have the 2030 vision, and we'd love to highlight more also concerning Egypt's 2030 vision, especially if we're talking about opening new trade corridors with the outside world, because this is a very important point. This is the linkage that is going to be translating our efforts economic-wise along the different continents.
If you as Egypt consider your home as a great country, you should think globally. You should be very aggressive in business. You should. Number two, investment in Africa. Mr. President Sisi, he is the president of NEBAD Initiative 2063, and this initiative in Africa related with construction of infrastructure. This number one. Number two, we already start the road between Alexandria and the Cape Town in South Africa. I think we finish around 30 or 35% from this road. Number three, we are moving in Africa not only by economic side, but also by culture, by setting excellent relation with the new generation in Africa, because who is ruling African countries now? It's a new generation, little bit far away from Nasser era. So these people, they have their education in Western countries, and they understand one thing: it's a win-win situation if you would like to set up relation with me. And there is a challenge in front of our government that since 1995, since that what happened in Addis Ababa when they would like to, what happened with late President Hosni Mubarak.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we closed the file of Africa. And we left Africa for another countries.
But Egypt had a great role to play since the chairing also of the African Union, very fruitful.
It's a new era. Now we are in a new era.
Yes.
Yeah. Now we are in a new era.
How are we investing in this, in the achievements of this new era? We are working on more than one dimension.
Yeah.
With, our diversified diplomacy and definitely with ideas also that would help in a way or another. In what way do you think could help Egypt and the Egyptian economy expand wherever, beyond continents?
Yeah, number one, we try to push African countries to finish legalization of SEFTA. This African trade agreement. This number one. Number two, we would like to push our national and the private sector companies to go to Africa and to invest in infrastructure and real estate sector. Number three, we started to grant scholarship for the student from African countries, and the number is increasing. Number five, we are paying a lot to restore our role again in Africa. Number five, we start to open commercial offices in our embassies in Africa to develop trade and economic relation with African countries. Number six, we would like to have a partnership with some European and American companies to invest together in Africa. Number seven, we try to have a role in big projects in African countries, like Lubis Road. This connect between Angola, Congo, Rwanda, Burundi. Now, there is instructions from His Excellency, Mr. President, to push our companies in construction field to go there and to invest with American and European countries in this roadmap. We would like to use the sector which we have advantage in this sector to go to Africa. It will cost us, yes, it will cost us, but we are going to reward a lot, but in long term, not in short term. Going back to Kyrgyzstan, you see, maybe I have another point.
What are the future prospects of
for Kyrgyzstan? Yes,
of relations. I mean that a great foundation had been laid today, and unconventional agreements had been signed. It's a history-making day for both countries. How do you see the future prospects of our relations?
You see, the relation between Egypt and the other states, we have the relation to exchange experience in many fields, and another relation with some countries that we should help them with our experience in many sectors. I
and
consider,
renewable energy, for
yes,
instance.
I consider Kyrgyzstan, it is a country which we need our experience in many sectors. So we should concentrate how to help Kyrgyzstan. And if you have a look about the MOUs which we signed with Kyrgyzstan, that you can notice that we concentrate our effort to help this country. Number two, we would like to put our eggs in many baskets. We don't want to put in one basket. No, we now diversify our eggs in many baskets. Number three, if all of us are expecting that economy now is moving really to east, would you think it's wise to wait and to say no? We should be pioneer to go to east and to set up excellent relation with Asian countries. Don't make any discrimination with this. If it's a big country and a small country or medium country, go to have many excellent relations, because very near, East will lead
Definitely
the world.
but in the
But in the meantime, you see that we have very wise foreign policies, that we are keeping or developing our relation with Western countries, Europe and America.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we started to be a member in BRICS, and also in that development bank in BRICS. And in the meantime, we would like to have, or to go back to play very active role in Africa. This, it will cost you a lot, but in the meantime, very soon you are going to have many benefits from this policy.
Well noted, Excellency, Dr. Mongy Badr, Minister Plenipotentiary and our economic thinker for tonight. Thank you so much for coming to Wednesday Debate Live and reading with us this important headline and the historic visit by His Excellency, the President of Kyrgyzstan, Ambassador. Thank you so much for being with us. And I thank you also for highlighting more concerning Egypt's economic ventures with the outside world, not only with Central Asia. Thank you.
Thank you very much for you, and it was my pleasure and honor to be with you, and wishing to have the chance again to have another discussion about Egypt and about our future, because I'm very optimistic our future, because now we are controlling many items which put Egypt in the right road.
Long live Egypt. Thank you so much. Well, Excellency, thank you. Thank you, dear viewers, for joining us. That was Wednesday Debate Live with Taghreed Hussein, and many thanks for watching.